What's good, YouTube land? Of all the primes, the first one I've been able to find, it's Megatronus. Basically, Robot Satan. And goddamn, I love this robot mode. Like, this is the most badass yet goofy robot I think I've ever seen. Like, this toy is so well put together. It's, look at that damn head sculpting. I'm evil and I like it. Like all the yellow bits, chest, shoulders, shins, are supposed to be him being on flames. On fire. In Flames, that's a band. But, yes. Megatronus, aka The Fallen. You know, the live-action movie, Revenge of the Fallen? This guy. And also, that name may ring a bell because he's the inspiration for Megatron. Megatron looked at Megatronus and was like, I'm going to shorten his name and take it for myself. I guess before that he was D16. I still haven't watched Transformers 1. Yes, this robot mode, flame bits aside, like, it's just so well put together. His color scheme is admittedly kind of boring, like gunmetal, gray, and purple. But it works. It conveys what he's supposed to be. I enjoy playing with him because everything is chunky. Like, he's a brick. Not like lack of articulation brick, but like he looks like he works out and he feels like it. Like, it's just everything, the way everything moves. Speaking of, articulation first. Head is on a ball joint. Can go all the way. A little bit loose. I might have to fix it later. But there is a screw hole in the back of his head to potentially tighten some things. Shoulders. Universal joint. Can go all the way out, which moves this piece. They can go all the way out. They can also butterfly out. That much. That is insane. Bicep swivel on a mushroom peg. Whee! Stay. Stay. Elbow bend. Beyond 90 degrees, maybe like 91. And you have a wrist swivel along with an opening hand, which looks good there and there. It actually looks like it's ball jointed wrist. Yes, it is a ball jointed wrist. So you can do that and some of that. Waist swivel. Hips go forwards, but you have to move these skirt flaps all the way up because otherwise they will pop off. But you can go all the way forwards and backwards. You can go out that far. You can thigh swivel like that, not forwards. Yeah, well, only if you do it like that. But you can thigh swivel back. You can knee bend. And there's a knee swivel as well. But, what are those? Those don't look like robot feet. They're freaking triple-toed hooves with holes in the soles. That can't be comfortable. But they do pivot quite a bit. And they go backwards a tiny bit, more for transformation, but you can get that much flex, much forward motion out of it. yeah, that's it. Except his pecs can flex. Just like that one Terry Crews video.
Muscle, muscle, muscle. What? Muscle, muscle, muscle. Black. Muscle, muscle, muscle. What? Muscle, muscle, muscle. Black. Keyboard solo. Flame sacks. Danger. What? Danger, 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 danger. And that's the power of music.
If he could flex his pecs like that, he probably would play AC/DC, Metallica, maybe Ozzy Osbourne. Something dark and evil sounding metal. The robot mode is amazing. It's big and beefy and fun to play with. That's before you get to the accessories. So first off, we have this, which is apparently known as the Requiem Blaster. It's a cool looking gun. You can plug it into his arm, much like Megatron's fusion cannon. Let's get a comparison of that out of the way. Siege Megatron. And as a lot of people thought when this guy was first announced, oh, dead easy Studio Series 86 Megatron remold. But they're not doing that apparently. They have no plans to reuse this mold. Or most of the 13 Primes molds, they have no plans to reuse. Apparently. Things may change, who knows. There's a fusion cannon, or the Requiem Blaster. I know the Requiem Blaster from Armada, when it was like made up of 3 mini-cons that combined to look terrible. But I guess this is where that name comes from. It also has his own personal logo on it. That's cool. It does something else, but we'll save that for alt mode. And you have melee weapons. You have this, which is apparently a spark igniter. Now, does it give life or does it take life? Because he's known for like entropy and death and whatnot, and it comes separate and it's really annoying rubbery plastic. And why? But spark igniter. I mean, the name sounds like it would give life, but that goes against his entire philosophy, I guess. You can hold it in his hand. This looks pretty cool. He's got a goddamn machete. I've never seen a robot with a machete before. I'm sure there's like some cheesy B movie of like somebody like with a machete. Jason Voorhees. Yeah, there you go. You got robot Jason Voorhees right here. Or was that? No, he uses a kitchen knife, doesn't he? No, I'm thinking of Michael Myers uses a kitchen knife. I think Jason uses a machete. It's got some molding in it. And as any good Satan equivalent, you can totally Darth Maul it up. And yep, that looks badass. You also have this. Now, technically, it's the barrel for his Requiem Blaster in tank mode. But I've seen it use as like shoulder thing because it's on the peg is on a hinge. That doesn't quite work in the backpack there. Although that is kind of giving G1 Megatron vibes. My favorite thing to do with it, however, is put it in his hand as a stick grenade. Like, that is hilarious. He's got so many weapons. And unlike Optimus Primal, he can actually wield them all at once. The last thing for accessories, literally plastic fire. Now these go on his shoulders. Because, you know, he's on fire. Oh, and this thing, this little came separate out of the box, but you can just leave it there if you want. And we're not done with the flame parts. He's got two of these things that plug into his backpack and also have ports on them. He's literally on fire. In the context of plastic, he's on plastic fire. And this backpack is small enough it doesn't even bother me. I kind of tend to forget that he has a backpack. It's just great. It's ridiculous and really dumb, but in a good kind of way. In a cheesy, this is a bad guy kind of way. So now we have to remove everything because it's time to transform him. And while in the original fiction he debuted in, like in 2005, he wasn't given an alt mode, later depictions have shown him having a Cybertronian tank mode. Maybe sort of that a reverse inspiration, like Megatron was inspired by him, and Megatron became a tank. So when it's time to give him an alt mode, they were inspired by Megatron's tank mode. So the first thing I like to do is open up the hands and fold them away. And my only nitpick is like this panel is ridiculously hard to open back up. Like I have to get like the machete in there or some kind of flat tool to pop it open. Like that's really unfortunate, but like it is kind of annoying. And now we're gonna start. Let's start with the backpack. So take these bits, rotate them, and collapse them like that. And then let's work on the legs. So rotate the waist. We can fold these so they're out of the way. Take these panels, fold them out, and then rotate at the knee. Do the same thing on the other side. And we're going to snap. Do the same thing. And just sort of leave them half transformed. Go back to the back of the calf. Fold out the tank tread. Fold in the foot. And fold the tank tread back down. Same thing over here. And we're going to take what was the butt flap and is now the crotch flap. And fold that down. And make sure these gray panels tab in. We'll do that at once the arms are in place. Come to the chest, fold it out, and it's gonna unlock the arms. So then shuffle the arms all the way down. We'll tuck them in a second. Oh, well, we can tuck them in a little bit. But you want to bring... Which way are we doing this? Part of his tank treads are stuck in his chest. So we want to rotate that panel. And then... oh my god. Where is everything going? I know where it's going, but... there's got to be a better way. I'm doing something wrong. Yep. Extend this bit all the way out. So then these can fold up here. And they tab in to this bit, which folds out all the way down. And then these are going to lock into the legs. Like that. That's why you want to wait to do that. There we go. And again, where is it? There it is. These panels tabbed in right there. And then this whole section is going to also tab in to the panels that are on the shins. Like thus. And then you want to take what is the entire head assembly. And where are we? Yeah. Fold it in on itself. So it's like that. And I rotate the head. But you also want it to go in between the tank treads, and then it's going to plug in. Like thus. Where is the tabbing? I see it. Tab like that. Right, there it goes. And then we'll finish off by taking the cannon, the Requiem Blaster, and extending it to get this faux hammer mode or head of Armada Laserbeak, either one. But extend it so it snaps down. And this peg will fold out for I don't know what reason. But take the barrel to get your full length cannon, and then the cannon will plug in one of the ports on the arm. Doesn't matter which one, it'll plug into both. And then you can adjust some things like rotate that, fold, does this? Fold that. But there you have your Cybertronian tank mode. Yep. I think it looks good. While this bit definitely looks like arms, I can also believe it's the main chunk of a tank. Because it also spins, whee! And because they're arms, you can get some degree of telescopic range out of it. Although it doesn't feel like it that much. Because it feels like it doesn't want to cooperate. And there's even more stuff we can do. Well, a small amount of stuff. This weapon, which I don't think the combined mode has a name, but it plugs in here and here. And, well, it's not really good as a melee weapon because it's only that far in front of it. You really have to drive over something to stab it with these 4 tiny rolling wheels, which admittedly kind of suck. You can use the flame pieces. You can plug them back into the arms instead of the shoulders. I think you can use either of these 2 ports on the arms. And the flame bits, you can theoretically plug in there. You've got ports like that. There are all kinds of places you can plug them. And you not quite. You can't quite plug into the barrel of the little mini thing. Oh, and it's gonna be hard to see, but my missile launcher has some kind of messed up paint apps. But this thing, goddamn. If I pictured Satan driving a tank, I can imagine it might look like this. Or Ghost Rider, maybe. If Ghost Rider had a tank instead of a motorcycle, it might look something like this. This thing is gnarly. I kind of love it. It's the right amount of absurd, and yet still manages to be absolutely badass. So that's Megatronus. Alright, we have another tank. Here's your tank comparison. Tanks a lot. It's a lot of tank. But, he managed to get released first amongst the early stuff. Wasp and G2 Grimlock, which I'm not that crazy about a G2 Grimlock. I don't 100% feel I need it. It's kind of a maybe. If it was reduced, I would consider it, but this was the last one they had on the shelf, and I was like, I have to have that, because I wanted to go to Geeked Out back in March, and somebody, the Robot Scrapyard had 3 of them, I think. And I got there, and he already sold all of them in less than an hour. So I was like, oh. I got the other stuff I wanted. Stuff that's been reviewed. G2 Breakdown. A certain April Fool's thing. And some stuff I haven't. I'm looking at over there. One thing I'm looking at. You, sir. But I was happy, and I immediately had to go, yep, I'm buying that. Although I did walk the rest of the mall first and come back to it, and if somebody had bought it out from under me, I would have been like, dang, but fair enough. Nope, I still got myself a Megatronus. I got the other primes on pre-order. They should be here next month, because they got pushed back on release. So we'll have more primes eventually. But it's nice to start with the evil one first, because evil is always cooler. But until next time, thanks for watching, and Hail Satan!